guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Today, I got a video that somebody sent me. They want me to react to it because it's a woman talking about the training program, and they want me to respond to let them know what she got right, what she got wrong, what I thought of it. I don't normally do this sort of thing, but if that's what you like, then, comment down below and let me know if that's what you want me to do. Definitely hit like, share the video, subscribe. Let's get to it.
I still may be leaving Prime.
First, I'm going to say, making a video saying I may be leaving Prime, or Prime sucks, or Prime does this, I don't understand people like that. The reason being that this is your job. And it's kind of like, people sit there and bash on social media, different companies, or they break company policy and then they wonder why they're getting fired. And then they go bashing. There's somebody right now that broke company policy, put it on video, and then is bashing Prime all over the place. Well, you did something you knew was wrong, so.
I've been out since I passed my CDL test. I've been out for about 7 weeks. But I have not been out training. Out of the 7 weeks since I've graduated and got my CDL, I've only been training out on the road for 4 days.
Just from the start, yes, that would be annoying, irritating. But at the same time, she's getting paid $900 a week to sit home and do nothing and just wait for a trainer to contact her. I'm sure she's going to go into this, so let's see what she says.
So, yes, I've had 3 trainers. I've only been out on the road for 4 days. And I want to say this first. I really wanted to work for Prime. I actually still do want to work for Prime, but I think with all that's going on with me right now, it just seems like it's not going to be a good fit for me personally. So there's that. Maybe at some time I'll come back and work for Prime, but right now, even though I currently am still working for Prime right now in this moment, I'm really at a point where I think I just need to move on to something else. And let me tell you what happened. Okay, so this is what happened. I get out of training, I go home for home time, and I graduate, just to specify, because I know sometimes I've not been very clear on what I'm trying to say. And so I'm at home for about a week. They're trying to find me a trainer. Actually, I had met up with someone. We were going to train together, but they told us at the last minute, a few days before he's coming to pick me up, he's like literally in my city, that no, that's not how things work, and we cannot train together. Okay, so we're back to square one. They start trying to find me a trainer.
Okay, so what she's trying to say is they bring you in for orientation. You do that for a few days. You do simulators. You wind up learning pre-trip. Some people go out on the road with an instructor while they have their permit. Others will stay in-house. It's just random luck of the draw type of situation. And then they test. Once they test, they have to go back home to take their test scores back to their state, which the test scores are transferred through the computer anyway, but you have to actually go get your physical copy of your CDL. So Prime and a lot of the other training companies, they have a waiver that it's like basically a paper saying that you can drive, you can team drive for 30 days. But if you don't go and get that license, that actual hard copy license, within that 30 days, you have to go through the exam all over again. So she's already went through the CDL program. She's got her CDL, and she's waiting for a team trainer, getting paid $900 a week. So it's not they waited till the last minute. It's that these two people met each other, thought that they were going to just supersede Prime's parameters for training. And now Prime will allow somebody to train someone if you receive the referral bonus. So you watching me right now, if you came into Prime because of me, and you gave me the referral and told them that when you applied, yes, I can then train you. And I've done that. I've done it dozens and dozens of times, okay? However, they don't want people meeting here and then hooking up just because there's too many things that can happen. There's too many things that can happen. A lot of people get involved with people, and then, it turns into a whole harassment issue and arguments and all that kind of stuff.
So about a few days, no, maybe that same day that they told me that he and I couldn't work together, a fleet manager contacted me and said, hey, we got somebody for you. And they said, we got somebody for you, and we'll go ahead and we got somebody for you, and we're gonna have him reach out to you. Okay, so later that day, the guy my first trainer, first official trainer, I guess, reached out to me, and we correlate some things, and we figure out when he's gonna come and pick me up. So we correlated that it'd be best for me to just drive up to Springfield and meet him in Springfield. So that's what we do. I drive up to Springfield, he and I meet in Springfield, and we go out on the road. Now, this particular trainer, he is in the National Guard. So every month he has to take time off to do his training, which I was told of and informed from the beginning. And I said, cool, that's fine. I mean, I said, I don't care if it takes a long time. Originally, that was my thought. Originally, I said, I felt like I didn't care if it takes a long time as long as I get a good trainer. So I was like, that's cool. If he's got to take off like a weekend or whatever, or a week every month, whatever, I'm cool with that. But anyway, so I said, I'm cool with that. He and I get together. He said, well, I told him, I said, well, if you are about to have to go back out for a couple of weeks, you're gonna pick me up on like a Friday, and you have to drop me back off on like a Tuesday. Why don't you just wait until we connect after you come back from training? He's like, no, we'll go ahead and hook up so you can go ahead and get out here and get some training, get some experience. I'm like, cool. I mean, because that's what I want. So I was like, okay, well, if that's fine with you, it's fine with me. Ain't no big deal. So we go out. We out for about 4 days. He brings me back to Kansas City. Well, he brings me to where I live. I don't live in Springfield. I live towards Kansas City. So I was like, okay, cool. He brings me back to Kansas City. I get off his truck, and he's got to do his training thing or whatever. So it's like the following week, I'm supposed to get back on the truck with him. So I'm like, okay, cool. So it's getting closer to the day that I know we're supposed to meet up to go back on the road. And so I'm like, okay, like I'm checking in, like, hey, what's up? What's our ETA? What are the plans? Not trying to press anybody or try. I'm just like, I just want to know because I want to have my stuff together. So I ain't got, if anything's coming up, I can get it cleared and taken care of before I'm supposed to be out on the road.
Okay. Now, here, okay, your stuff's supposed to already be together. You're getting paid $900 a week to be on call. That doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to, Cousin Sally's wedding, so I'm not going to be ready on Saturday. If that's the situation, you don't get paid. A lot of times I hear students will say, well, I have a doctor's appointment, or I broke my glasses. Well, guess what? That means you're not available for dispatch. You only get paid the $900 a week if you're available for dispatch. And if you have your own personal stuff to do, no. So this is one of those things where students have unrealistic expectations or misunderstanding. She's not home just to live her life. She's home getting paid to have that bag ready. So even if I called her at noon and said, hey, I'm going to be there in 4 hours, then guess what? She's supposed to be ready in 4 hours. Sorry if it sounds nasty, but that's the way it is. We don't always know exactly when we're going to be someplace. Customers delay us, weather delays us, repairs delay us.
So he's like, well, it'll be a couple of days. I'm coming back that way in a few days or whatever he says. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm like out at lunch with my husband, and he calls me. He's like, he sounded kind of frustrated. He was like, well, they told me that there was no point in me picking you up for just a few days if I was going to bring you back, and then I was going to be out for 3 weeks, which he said he wasn't sure if he was going to, when me and him first got together and agreed to train, he said he wasn't sure if he was going to be out for 3 weeks or not, or it was just going to be 2 weeks. I said, okay, cool. He said he'll let me know as things go on. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I guess whatever came up, he was going to actually be out for 3 weeks. So he said, well, they told me that, that I could pick you up for just a few days or just for a week and then bring you back for 3 weeks. He was like, I thought you said you was okay with me being out for a couple of weeks. I was like, yeah, but I didn't think about this part. If I don't get assigned to somebody else, I don't get paid. And so I didn't really understand it at the time. So I was just like, oh, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But I guess because I relate to them that, yeah, I still want to get paid. You know, I never called. Well, I didn't say anything to them. I never called them or said yay or nay or whether or not I was going to be training with him or not. I think the whole thing is that if she intends on continuing to get paid, well, we got to reassign her to somebody else. So, okay, that happens. So I get assigned to someone else. And then, so this guy calls. And he's like, his fleet manager calls me. And he's like, well, we got you this guy. He's really cool. Or this and that. He gives me back. And he's like, he should be giving you a call soon. I'm like, okay, cool. Trainer number 2 calls me. He says, well, hey, he introduces himself. He talks about how he runs his truck. We just kind of, little pleasantries to try to get know basics about one another, and I'm like, okay, cool. He seems real cool. I'm like, yeah, all right, good. I was like, I don't like that I'm not able to continue to work with the person I was working with, but this guy seems like he's pretty cool, so I'm not going to complain. This seems like this might work out. So I talked to him on a Monday. He calls me on, it was a Monday. So he calls me on Monday and we talk, and he's like, well, I will probably meet up and go out either this Friday or Saturday because they have to route me in your direction. I'm like, okay, cool. I understand. I get that. So this is Monday. I talked to him. Now it's about Thursday afternoonish. I text him because I'm like, I just kind of want to let him know that, yeah, I definitely want to be prepared for whatever he's got going on. Just checking in with him. So I texted him on Thursday. I was like, hey, how's everything going? That's all my text said. And I didn't hear from him on Thursday. I didn't hear from him at all. So I was like, okay, he might be driving. He might be trying to drive and sleep. So I'm not about to trip with him about him not responding back to me. He's probably got stuff going on. He'll respond back to me when he gets a chance. So Friday comes and I don't hear nothing from him at all on Friday. I didn't hear nothing from him Thursday. I didn't hear nothing from him Friday at all. And mind you, he said, okay, these bugs starting to start up. Okay. He said on Friday that he was going to, that we supposed to be going out either Friday or Saturday. So Friday comes and go, I don't hear nothing from you. I'm like, okay, I'm concerned. So Saturday I text him. And I say, I text him like in the morning, like 9-something in the morning. I was like, hey, just checking in, make sure I'm still assigned to you, unless just to make sure nothing has changed. And later that afternoon, he texts me back and he's like, I'm sorry for the late response. We are still assigned to one another. I'll contact you and let you know when I'm heading your way. I may be headed your way tomorrow. This is Saturday, so he's somebody, he might be heading my way Sunday.
Okay, now something that happens too, and all of my students do this. I get people from YouTube subscribers that do this. Why, if she was concerned about the driver not calling her back Thursday or Friday, why didn't she contact Prime and say, hey, look, I'm not hearing from this guy? Because what happens is students will wait till the weekends, and then most of management's off. And, you know, weekend and night dispatch, they're sort of like, you know, asking a substitute teacher to change your grade. You know, your main fleet manager usually works Monday through Friday. They do wind up working some weekends here and there, but it's not a regular basis. So if you're going to wait till a weekend to try to solve something, it's going to be an issue, and then you're going to be frustrated. So she should have called on Friday. And again, she wants more notice than, oh, I might see you tomorrow. That's why you're getting paid the $900. And something is that trucking, things change all the time. So even this waiting period is kind of a training period, because you're just seeing how things change. Trucks break down, people get sick, customers get delayed, loads get canceled. That's flexibility you need to have in trucking.
I'm like, I kind of would have wanted a little bit more notice than, oh, I might see you tomorrow. It's like, I would have liked to got myself together, but I'm like, that rubs me the wrong way, but whatever. I just need to get this training done. I'm like, okay, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but whatever, let's just do this. So, and I'm kind of expecting, we supposed to be meeting up tomorrow. At some point, he's going to call me later on today and be like, hey, I'm going to be in this city. I'm probably going to be through tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, like something more than just, I might see you tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So anyway, Sunday comes and it goes. I don't hear nothing from him. Monday comes and I'm already very irritated. I'm already like on 10. On Monday, I'm on 10. And I'm just like, Monday, I'm deciding if I even want to be bothered anymore. So no, I did not contact him on no Monday. I was like, you know what? My mind says I'm about to be out this joint because this is annoying as hell. So I'm like, I feel like that's rude. You ain't said nothing.
She still didn't contact Prime and ask them what's going on or what's expected of her. What should she expect? You know, so it's Monday, the fleet manager's there. She could have handled business, but no, she just decided to be out of this joint, and she's at a 10 with her frustration level.
I don't hear nothing. I'm kind of like, I'm really at a done point. So Monday comes and goes. I'm just like, I don't really know what to do because I really feel like I want to just be done with it. So I didn't contact and reach out to nobody. I was really irritated. So Tuesday comes and I'm like, well, Monday night I decided like I need to call first thing in the morning the following day and figure out what's going on. So Tuesday, first thing in the morning, the guy I was supposed to go out on training with, his fleet manager calls me. He's like, hey, such and such has had some issues come up. He's had like some health concerns that's come up. And he thinks he's gonna end up being out more often than he planned, and so you guys may not be a good fit for training. And I'm like, oh, gay, oh, freaking gay, okay. All right, what am I supposed to do with that? So I'm like, hopefully everything's going okay for him. Now, I do remember speaking with him, and he said he had a close friend of his that was having some health issues, and he was trying to be there for that friend. So he may have decided that he really wanted to put some time and energy towards that, which I have no issues with. I know everybody don't like to tell all their personal business, but I feel like he might have been able to kind of give me a little bit of something about, hey, I think we may not be able to work together because I think I'm going to be out more often than, I don't know. I would like some type of communication, but He did things the way he felt like he.
So she wants him to disclose what his medical condition was, and I bet she'd be the first person to start complaining if somebody asked her. Okay? She was told that he had a health issue. My mother died when I was out on the road, and you have to make all kinds of sacrifices. You have to change loads and all kinds of stuff just to get to where you got to go. So it could have been this guy went and got healthcare in itself is kind of hard for us out on the road. Most of these drivers are staying out 2 and 3 months. They're not going home. So it's possible that he went and got a blood test or something and, then was told, hey, no, we need you to take this other test. He doesn't have to explain that to her. I'm sorry. Because she wouldn't want to explain it to somebody else, I'm sure. Okay? It's unfortunate that she's stuck in this, but again, this is realities of life. And I don't feel bad for somebody getting paid $900 a week to sit at home. Pay me to sit at home. I'll do it. Seriously.
I don't know. I don't even know how to feel about that. But so fleet manager tells me that. So you guys don't want to be able to work together. I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm definitely I'm exploring other options at this point. Definitely exploring other options because you got to think about it. I'm going to get to my third trainer in a second. I've been sitting for weeks and I have not had training. And it's not because I've been unavailable. So let's go to the third trainer. So after they figure out my second trainer is not going to work, they move me over to a third person. Fleet manager, a couple of days later, a fleet manager calls me. He introduces himself. He's like, hey, I'm going to have this guy give you a call. You guys will probably work together and he's going to give you a call and you guys will work things out. I'm like, okay, cool. He said he should be calling you next 48 hours. All right. So about 24 hours later, this, trainer calls me and we have a conversation about things and he's pretty much in the same situation except for he's not like, as far as him not really being available, not for the next couple of weeks, because he says that he'll be available again. He'll be able to take me out for 1 week at the most, maybe a little bit less, more like 5 days. And then he's taking home time because he's going to celebrate his anniversary or he's getting married. I think he's getting married, actually. I say all that to say I got to keep it moving. I mean, I've looked into some other options and things like that, and there are other options I can do. They will be where I'll have to go company. That's not the end of the world. It's not what I plan to do because how I want to plan my own schedule and things I had planned to do this next few months and year.
So this is something that makes me laugh too. She's going to have to go company in another company. She wasn't planning on doing that here. She's automatically planning on, she's going to go lease, she's probably going to buy a truck, she's got all these things in the work, and yet she's never even started a truck by herself. She hasn't even started training, but she's already made all these decisions. This is somebody that has unrealistic expectations about training and trucking and the way things work, and I can tell she wants everything her way. Doesn't always work like that. We'd all like it our way all the time, but it doesn't always work like that. Okay, so something else that she never mentioned is the way it works at Prime is you sign a contract saying that you're going to work for Prime Inc. for a whole year. And then it's a loan forgiveness, basically. So the fact that she walks away, she's already gotten the CDL schooling. These mega carriers and these training companies, we're not training you to go take your CDL someplace else. That would be a CDL school. These are more like apprenticeship type of programs where you're expected to stay here. We want you to stay here. we don't want you taking your skills someplace else. That's why they do the program the way they do, and that they're going to forgive your loan after a year. So, doesn't really matter what company you go to. There's always gonna be circumstances that are gonna wind up like this. Do I think it's excessive? Yes. Do I think it's odd that the one guy with the military? Yeah, it's kind of odd, but she said she was cool with it, and then all of a sudden she wasn't. And that whole thing about she wouldn't be getting paid, yes, she would. See, it's kind of complicated, because if you're a company driver, if I'm a company trainer, then my student would get paid to sit and wait for me. If I'm a lease trainer, and I wanted that student, then I'd have to pay for that person to be sitting and waiting for me. That's why she's saying she was put back in the loop. So the way that Prime hooks you up with trainers is that first they go by your gender requirement, then they go by smoking and non-smoking, then they go by your general area, so it's easier to get you home. Then they do a personality test. So as they go through that, they're looking for people that are within your specific requirements. She didn't say if she wanted a non-smoker or a smoker or a vapor, but believe it or not, if you say you'll accept vaping and you vape, but you don't smoke, they won't put you with a non-smoker. They'll look for a vapor. And not as many people vape as they do smoke or not smoke. So sometimes your choices can make things a little bit harder for you to place. I actually met a woman who said that she wanted a Spanish only instructor, a Spanish speaking only instructor. I met somebody that said that they only wanted LGBTQ, and one person said, oh, I'm a Muslim, I don't want to be with a Jew or a Christian, and I want a Muslim. You can't really be that particular, guys. You really can't. And you just got to kind of trek through it. I get how she feels, but guess what? In my training, my trainer lived in Springfield, and we'd go out running hard for a couple weeks, and then she'd come back and she'd drop me off in the terminal for a week, and then we'd go back out on the road for a couple weeks, and we'd run hard, and we'd come back. It's just the way it worked out, and I dealt with it. I actually wrote a third of a novel. Actually, half a novel, and I guess still gotta finish it. But, so make use of your time. And that's all I got to say on that. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.